Hi, I'm Kayanne, and I just made these 6 little collage landscape panels, and I thought maybe I'd just share with you my process in making them. I've been making lots of bigger art pieces lately, and as a result had lots of little scraps of paper kind of left over, little odds and ends that are, were too good to throw away, but they weren't very big. So I thought, well, I just need to make some pieces that aren't very big. So that's how these came about. I had a lot of fun making them, and I definitely think I need to be making some more. Now I'm going to jump into fast mode here so that you can just kind of get a overview of my process and a little sped up version of it. So I had just purchased these set of, I think there was 10 panels in this box. I decided to make 6 at a time. So here I'm just getting those out and ready, and then I'll be good to go. So here's my basket of little scraps, and I just keep this on my desk, and this is I toss as I work, and I have packets and boxes that I have color sorted scraps or papers in, but when they're little, like the little leftovers, I just toss into here. So that's what I'm primarily using. I'll pull out some other papers too, but I'm mainly using these little odds and ends because I kind of need to get them a little bit used up before I continue on filling it some more. So this is a little piece of napkin that was actually in there that's had its layers peeled, so I thought it would make a good sky background. This piece is actually a piece that I was printing out some patterned paper from I had scanned some paper I made and was printing out a copy of it, and it jammed in my printer and kind of did this funky thing. So I thought that looked kind of cool though. So I thought that would make a real pretty like sunset or sunrise sky. So that's how I'm using that one. And then I'm just adding my little green there. I do really like the look of a finished edge, where the image wraps around to the sides. So I'm trying to be mindful of that too as I work. I'm using matte gel medium here to stick everything down, and I also use it as a finish on top. I'm mostly using torn edges on this. I just think it gives it a more organic look for something like a landscape than a cut edge, although I do some cut work, as you'll see later. So I'm just not spending a whole lot of time deliberating. I'm just trying to get some pieces out of the basket that'll work and get them down. And the advantage of doing several pieces at once is it's just like, while I'm sorting through the greens, I can do several of the green parts on several of them. As I work, it's kind of fun to pull out these scraps because, sometimes I remember, oh, this was part of this piece of art, or I used this on this project, and so that's kind of fun too. It's I guess like the idea of the old patchwork quilts that were made from clothing, and just the memories that brings up for each of those little fabric scraps, like, oh, I had a dress made out of this fabric. This is like the artist version of that. Kind of like how bright and cheery these are already starting to look. They're definitely more on the abstract side of landscapes, but that's fine. I love the look of collage, and I consider this this type of collage to be sort of like painting with paper. things about working in a series like this is that there's turns out to be some continuity among the pieces, like these same papers used in, different pieces. And I'm not like really intentionally focusing on doing that. It just kind of happens as I work. But I think that would make this whole set be, someone might want the whole set to hang together, and I think it could look nice as a unit or as separate pieces, either way. Just sorting out some more pieces, looking for some more like greens and earth tones and things that I want to use, kind of digging deeper into the basket instead of just the things that are on top, and finding these really beautiful bits of paper that I just love. I love looking at all the different patterns and colors and designs, and I think that just that desire to share that with other people is kind of what drives me in making these. I'm using a silicone brush to apply my matte gel medium, and that has quickly become my favorite. I mean, if I'm doing just a dab, I tend to use my finger or occasionally a brush, but for doing a lot of work like this where I'm using it as an adhesive and then I'm coating on top, I really like these silicone brushes. They clean up easily, and you can kind of add some pressure and kind of smooth down the papers as you go over it, and I just have come to really love those. Another tool that I have come to love are these micro serrated edge scissors by Tim Holtz, and I now have all 3 sizes they come in and have really gotten hooked on using these. months of all of these finished up, and I'm starting to add some like subject matter, like plant life. So I kind of decided to go with a theme of, you know, like different kinds of trees on these different scenes. So that's what I'm working on now. So now I'm using the scissors to cut out actual shapes for the pieces. Here they are all done. I decided the sunrise piece probably did not need a tree, so I left it off of that one. And now the only thing I have left to do is to finish up the sides that were not totally papered. As you can see, I still have plenty of scraps to pick from to finish up the side pieces. I think I'm going to have to make some more artwork to get my scrap basket all whittled down. Now I'm just checking each of them over to make sure that I did indeed get all the sides covered and just taking kind of a last look at them before I get them signed and coated and finished up. Now for a closer view of the finished pieces. So here's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. Let me know in the comments below which one's your favorite, and thanks for watching.